I came to the Pacific when I was a young man. true about all the planners on these islands? Are they running away from something?
Who is not running away from something? There are fugitives everywhere. Paris, New York, even in Small Rock.
Little Rock!
Little Rock. You know fugitives there?
I'll show you a clipping of a Little Rock fugitive. I got this from my mother today.
Ensign Nellie Forbush, Arkansas from Florence Nightingale.
Well, that was written by Mrs. Leeming. This little Schneider. She went to school with my mother. To read her, you think I'm practicing the most important nurse in the entire Navy. And it's only a matter of time before I become a Lady Admiral.
In this picture, you do not look much like an admiral.
Oh, well, that was taken before I knew what rain and heat and mud could do to your disposition. But it's not raining today. Gosh, it's beautiful here. Just look at that yellow sun. You know, I don't think we're coming to the end of the world like everyone else thinks. I just can't work myself up to getting that low. Do you think I'm crazy too? Maybe I'll be down to the sea hospital. You know what they call me? Knucklehead Nellie. I guess I am. But I can't help it. When the skies are blinking very yellow, I forget every cloud I've ever seen. So they call me a cockeyed optimist, sure and incurably green. I have heard people rant and rave and bellow that we're done and we might as well be dead. But I'm only a cockeyed optimist, and I can't get it into my head. I hear the human race is falling on its face and hasn't very far to go. But every ripple bill is selling me a pill, telling me it just ain't so. I could say life is just a bowl of jello and appear more intelligent and smart. But I'm stuck like a dog with a big bone, and I can't get it in my heart. Anything else about me?
Yes, you say you are a fugitive. When you joined the Navy, what were you running away from?
Well, gosh, I don't know. It was more like I was running to something. I wanted to find out what the world was like, outside Little Rock, and so I wanted to meet different kinds of people, and find out if I liked them better. And I'm finding out.
Would you like some cognac?
I'd love some. Wonder how I feel, living on a hillside, looking on an ocean, beautiful and still.
This is what I need, this is what I long for, someone young and smiling, climbing up my hill.
We are not alike, probably I'm born. He's a cultured Frenchman, I'm on a hick.
Younger men than I probably pursue her, officers and doctors, she could have her pick.
What I feel, jittery, jumpy, I am like a schoolgirl waiting for a dance.
Can I ask her now? I would like a schoolboy, what will be her answer? Do I have a chance?
In peacetime, the boat from America comes once a month. The ladies, the wives of the planters, often go to Australia during the hot months. It can get very hot here.
too.
Ah, yes.
Uh-huh.
I have many books. Marcel Proust, André Gide. Did you study French in school?
Oh, yes.
Then you can read French.
No. I can conjugate a few verbs. I bet you read a lot.
Yes. Out here one becomes hungry to learn everything. Not to miss anything. Not to let anything good pass by.
Yes?
One waits so long for what is good. So when at last it comes, one cannot risk to lose. So one must speak and act quickly. Even if it is foolish to be so quick. I know it has only been 2 weeks. A dinner given at your officers' club. You remember?
Yes.
And that is the way things happen sometimes. Isn't it, Nettie?
Yes, it is.
Some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger. You may see a stranger across a crowded room, and somehow you know even then, that somewhere you'll see her again and again. Some enchanted evening, someone may be laughing. You may hear her laughing across a crowded room, and night after night, as strange as it seems, the sound of her laughter will sing in your dreams. Who can explain it? Who can tell you why? Fools give you reason, wise men never try. Some enchanted evening, when you find your true love, you may feel her call you across a crowded room, then fly to her side and make her your own. For all through your life you may dream all alone. Once you have found her, never let her go. Once you have found her, never let go. When you find your true love, you may feel her call you across a crowded room.
Nellie, I am older than you. If we have children, when I die, they will be growing up. You could afford to take them back to America. If you'd like. Will you think?
Sylvain, la jeep de Mademoiselle est ici. La jeep de Mademoiselle.
Oh, my gee. Gosh, thank you, Henry. I'm on duty in 10 minutes.
No, wait. There's something I have to tell you. A while ago, you asked me a question. Why did I leave France?
Oh, Neil. Well, that was none of my business.
No, I want to tell you. It's why I had to leave France. I killed a man.
Why did you kill him?
He was a wicked man. A bully. The people in our village were glad to see him go. I did not hold it to my discredit. Do you believe me?
You had just told me that you killed a man. And that it's all right. I hardly know you. And yet I know it's all right.
Thank you, Nellie. Do you like my place?
Yes.
And you will thank me.
I would think.
Lipstick. 3 lumps of sugar in this little cup. Ah,
so small.
Schluck. Only way to keep a human head is to shrink them. Sexy Graska, $4. Sent home Chicago to sexy sweetheart. She make waves like this.
Put them down, Professor. These beautiful grass skirts were made by myself, the professor here, and 3 other CPs, and half the time it takes your native workers to make it. See? No stretch. Look them over and give me your price.
Look at that shirt! Take it up with a bang. Hey! Big dealer! Hey, Luther Miller!
What can I do for you, my boy? What's the problem?
Look at that shirt!
The Billis Laundry is not responsible for any minor burns or tears. So what do you say, Sweaty Pie?
Okay, so, gee, that's mighty nice work.
Did you hear that? Could probably sell these things to those chumps for $5 or $6 a piece. So I'll give you the whole lot of them for $80.
Give you $10.
$10?
What? Not enough?
You're damn well right not enough.
Then you damn well keep.
Now look here, Dragon Lady. What's that? Is that a boar's tooth bracelet? Where'd you get that? Over there at Bali Ha'i?
You like?
You know what this is? It's a boar's tooth bracelet. They cut the tooth from the boar in a big ceremonial over there in Bali Ha'i. There isn't a souvenir in the South Pacific more valuable. So what do you want for it, Mary?
$100.
$100? That's cheap.
I don't think I should turn him out for that.
Make your special offer, big dealer. Trade you boar's tooth bracelet for all grass skirts.
It's a deal.
Wait a minute. It's no deal till you throw in something for $2.
Well, what do you want me to throw in?
$100. Good luck.
You don't run into these things every day. They're scarce as hen's teeth.
They're bigger, too.
That damn Bali Ha'i, why does it have to be off limits? You get everything over there. Bracelets, shrunken heads, old ivory.
Young French women.
I'm talking about souvenirs, you idiot.
So is he.
We have to get a lunch over there. I'm feeling held down again. I need to take a trip.
Phil, some of the officers to get a boat.
I'll get a boat all right. I'll latch on to some officer who wants to see that boar's tooth ceremonial as much as I do. Hell of a ceremonial. Dancing, drinking, everything.
Why, you big phony? We all know I want to go there to Bali Ha'i.
Why?
Because the French parents put their women over there when they heard the GIs were coming. It ain't boar's teeth, it's women's.
It is boar's teeth. And women's.
We got sunlight on the sand, we got moonlight on the sea, we got mangoes and bananas, and you can put on the roof. We got volleyball and ping pong and a lot of fancy games.
What ain't we got?
We ain't got days. We get packages from home, we get movies, we get shows, we get sweet and sometimes get the red and put some Tokyo rolls. We get letters, that's a question, we get dizzy with the smell.
What don't we get?
You know damn well.
We got nothing to put on a clean white suit for. What we need is what there ain't no substitute for.
There is nothing like a day in the world. There is nothing you can name that is anything like a day. We feel restless, we feel blue, we feel lonely and free. We feel every kind of feeling but the feeling of relief. We feel hungry as a wolf and when the men we're crying good. What don't we feel? We don't feel good.
Lots of things in life are beautiful, but brother, there is one particular thing that is nothing whatsoever in any way, shape, or form like any other.
There's nothing like a day, nothing in the world. There is nothing you can name that is anything like a day. Every house is built the same, nothing in the world has a soft and wicked frame like the silhouette of a day. There is absolutely nothing like the frame of a day.
1, 2, 3, 4, get your exercise! Can we rest a while? Come on, Mrs. Pinza!
Hey, Luther.
Yes, Miss Forbush.
Have you done as you promised?
Yes, Miss Forbush. It's all right here. Oh, there's no need to open it right now.
Oh, but Luther, you do beautiful work. You even know the pleats in my shorts.
Aw, pleats ain't hard.
Pleats are very hard. How do you do such beautiful work at night, in the dark?
Well, there was a moon.
There was a moon.
A full moon.
How much, Luther?
Oh no, not from you.
Gosh, I guess I'm just about the luckiest nurse on this entire island who found you. You're a treasure. Well, goodbye, Luther. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, she's a pretty little girl, but some of them nurses, the off's just a habit. Well, they've got it. So they can have it. Be thankful for the things they got.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's nothing you can name that is anything like a day. There are no books like a day. And nothing looks like a day. There are no drinks like a day. And nothing thinks like a day. And nothing acts like a day. Or attracts like a day. There ain't a thing that's wrong with any man here that can't be cured by putting him near a girly, womanly, female, feminine day.
Hello.
Hello.
You make trouble for me?
Huh?
Are you the coming major?
No. I'm even comelier than that. I'm a lieutenant.
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 Hiya, Lieutenant. You on the rock?
Yeah, just flew it on that PBY.
Oh yeah? Where from?
A little island south of Marie Louise.
Hey, you've been up with a used vehicle.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Lieutenant. You're a damn sexy man.
Thanks. You're looking pretty, fit yourself. Who's she?
She's Tonkinese. Used to work for a French planter.
French planter, stingy bastard.
Say, I wonder if any of you guys know a French planter named Emile Debec.
Emile Debec. Yeah, he's the guy that lives up on that hill. Why? Do you know him?
Well, no, but I'm going to.
Hey, Lieutenant. Sent from Chicago to sexy sweetheart.
No thanks. She's a Philadelphia girl.
What's that Philadelphia girl? What's that mean? No sexy?
you never give me anything free.
You're not sexy like you tell it. Hey,
No, thank you. Where did you get that anyway?
Bali Ha'i.
It's that island up there with the two volcanoes. It's off limits right now, but officers can get launches.
Bali Ha'i. What does that mean?
Bali Ha'i means I am your special island. Me, here I am. Bali Ha'i is your special island, Lieutenant. I know. You listen. You hear island call to you. Listen. You hear something? Listen.
I hear the sound of the wind and the waves. That's all.
You know hear something calling?
I think I hear something.
Oh, shut your big fat mouth.
Hear voices?
But you being an officer and all, you could get a launch. Say, I'd even be willing to requisition a boat for you. What do you say?
No.
Away. the island being off limits and all, it would take an awful lot of persuading to get me over there. But there is another thing that goes on. The ceremonial of the boar's too. It's just a little tribal ceremony. Simple, but astonishing. And I thought you being up in the shooting war for so long without getting any recreation, you might be interested.
Well, I am. But first I've got to see the island commander.
Professor, take him up in the Jeep.
Professor?
He's the only one of us that went to college. Why, did you go to college?
Yes.
Oh yeah, where?
A place in New Jersey.
Where? Rutgers?
No, Princeton.
Ah, folks got money, eh? Don't be ashamed of it. Just so happens the professor speaks some language. Grecian, Latin. What'd you like to hear? Give him some Latin.
Rectius vives nocte.
Oh, beautiful, isn't it? Now what do you say?
I haven't the slightest idea.
What, didn't he graduate? Take him up to the buildings.
Here she is, sir. You are causing an economic revolution on this island. These French planters can't find a native to pick a coconut or milk a cow because you're paying them 10 times as much to make these ridiculous grass skirts.
French planters, stingy bastards!
Excuse me, sir. May I make a suggestion? Billis, sir. Luther Billis. If I may make a suggestion, the native workers can now go back to work for the French planters because the need for the grass skirts can now be met by us Seabees.
Dressmakers? You mean to tell me that the Seabees of the United States Navy are now a bunch of dressmakers?
Well, if you don't like the idea, you can just forget it. Just say the word. Act like it never happened. If you get the picture. If you know what I mean.
Luther Billis?
Yes, sir.
Nothing. Just making a mental note. I'm sure not to forget your name.
I want to see you pick up every scrap of this paraphernalia now, and for the last time, take it way down there beyond that fence, off of Navy property.
Well, you heard it, everybody. Take all this stuff and throw it down there beyond that fence.
Yeah, take it way down there. You go too.
All right, Lieutenant. Thank you.
Lieutenant! Lieutenant, who are you anyway?
Lieutenant Joseph Cable, sir. I just flew in on that PBY.
A joyride?
No, sir, orders.
A Marine under orders to me?
Yes, sir.
I'm Captain Brackett.
How do you do, sir?
And this is my executive officer, Commander Harrison. Well, what's this about anyway?
Well, my commanding officer feels that these islands may be in danger because we haven't been getting enough first-hand intelligence. And what we need is a coast watch.
Coast Watch?
Yes, a man with a radio heading on one of those Jap-held islands where he can watch for Jap ships when they come down this way through the bottleneck.
What do you think, Bill?
Well, sir, our pilots can do a whole lot of jet convoys with information like that.
You'd have to sneak this man ashore at night from a submarine.
Yes, sir.
Who's going to do it?
Well, sir, I've been elected.
You've got quite an assignment, son.
How long do you think you could last there, sending out messages to the jets on here?
Well, I think that if I had a man with me who knew the country, I'd be okay. Headquarters has told me about a French civilian who lives here who used to have a plantation on Louise Island.
Louise. Good spot. Run down the bottom.
What's this Frenchman's name, anyway?
Emile Debec?
Meet me in my office in half an hour, Cable.
Yes, sir.
Come on, Bill. We might actually get into this war yet.
to stop making those ridiculous grass skirts.
Sure. Yeah, just turned out one of these. What do you think?
This doesn't look like a shrunken head. It looks like an orange painted with shoe polish.
That's, what it is.
Tell him to go back and try again. If I want a dried up human head, I want a human head dried up. But fake. Here he comes. Just keep walking, Lieutenant. Act like we're talking casually. I got the boat.
What boat?
The boat. We're leaving for Bali Ha'i in 45 minutes.
No, we're not. I've got to see Captain Brackett.
What are you doing to me, Lieutenant? I signed the boat out in your name.
Well, then you're just the man to go back and cancel it. Now forget the whole thing, all right?
You and I are going on a boat trip, whether you like it or not, Lieutenant. Hey! Who the hell threw that? Hide it! What are you going to do about it?
He's kept a few things from her, hasn't he?
Well, you don't exactly spring two Polynesian kids on a woman right off the bat.
I'm afraid we're not going to get much out of her. She's obviously in love with him.
Well, that's hard to believe, sir. They say he's a middle-aged man.
Cable! It is a common mistake of boys your age and athletic ability to underestimate men who have reached their maturity.
Sir, I didn't mean...
Young women frequently find grown men to be attractive, as hard as that may seem to you. I myself am over 50. I'm a bachelor and cable. I do not, by any means, consider myself through. What's the matter, Bill?
Oh, nothing, evidently.
See you at chapel. Oh, do you play bridge?
Yes, sir.
You got any money?
Yes, sir.
I'll take it from you.
Yes, sir.
What makes you so damn sure this plan won't work out?
Marie Louise Island is 24 miles long and 3 miles wide. Say every time we send out a message, they move to another hill. It seems to me looking at this thing,
Realistically.
realistically, it lasts about a week.
Of course it would be worth it, if it was the right week. With decent information, our side might get moving. Operationality might get off its can.
Here it is, sir. I got it.
Good. I'll see you at Chow, Bill. I'll see you at Chow, Bill.
Oh, see you at Chow.
You got the address right?
Miss Amelia Fortuno, 325 Newfield Avenue, Shaker Heights, Cleveland, Ohio.
That's it. I want to pack it myself.
to take a shampoo on Friday.
Hello, Luther.
Hello, Miss Morbush. I brought your hot water.
Oh, thanks. It'll do me a lot of good to get some of the sand out of my hair.
If you need any extra water for rinsing your hair, my bathtub compression boys will take care of you. And when you're ready for the shower, just turn the nozzle like you was driving a Jeep. Take care of it, boys.
What do you want? Huh? What do you want? Who? I don't know. Captain Brackett? Oh, nothing. Nothing important. Something about the Thanksgiving Day show.
Then what's the trouble, Knucklehead?
Huh?
I said, what's the trouble?
Oh, nothing. Nothing important. That's right.
I like the song that says, I love you, and you love me, and isn't that fine?
That's fine.
I left a note for you at the hospital. It was to ask you to my home for dinner next Friday.
Oh, Neil, I don't think I'll be able to go.
I asked all my friends. The planters calling me.
Oh, a big party. Well, then if I can't come, you won't miss me.
But it is for you. It is for you to meet my friends, and more importantly, for them to meet you. It is to give you an idea of what your life would be like here. To know more about me, how I live and think.
Know more about you?
Yes, you know very little about me.
That's right. Oh, would you sit down? Do you think about politics much? And if so, well, what do you think about politics?
You mean my political philosophy?
I think that's what I mean.
Well, to begin with, I believe in free life. Freedom for everyone.
Like in the Declaration of Independence.
Say soft. All men are created equal, isn't it?
Emil, you really believe that?
Yes.
Well, thank goodness.
It is why I'm here. Why I killed a man.
Oh, yes. I meant to ask you about that, too. I don't want you to think I'm prying into your personal life, asking a lot of questions, but, well, I always find it interesting to know why a person kills another person.
Of course, Nellie. That has worried you. When I was a boy, I held my Martin in my hand. So when this man came to our town, and when my father told me he was good, I thought he was bad. I was young. He attracted all the meaningful people to him. Soon he was running our town. He could do anything, take anything. I did not like that. I was young. I stood up in the public to make a speech. I called upon everyone to stand against this man.
What did they do?
They walked away.
Why?
They saw him standing behind me. I turned and he said to me, I am going to kill you now. We fought. I was never so strong. I knocked him to the ground, and when he fell, his head struck a stone, and I ran to the waterfront to catch a cargo boat. I did not even know where it was going. I stepped off that boat into another world, where I am now, and where I want to stay. Nellie, the time we have together is precious to me. Have you been thinking?
I have been thinking. Born on the opposite sides of the sea, we are as different as people can be.
It's true.
And yet you want to marry me.
I do.
I've known you a few short weeks, and yet somehow you made my heart forget all of the men I have ever met.
Some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger. You may see a stranger across a crowd, and somehow you know even then, that somehow you'll see her again and again.
on next Friday?
Well, she should have washed him out of her hair. I inspect everyone. One of my protestations of faith and romance. And they'll say I'm naive, too vague to believe any fable I hear from a person in pants. Fearlessly, I'll face them and argue their doubts away. Loudly, I'll sing about the flowers in spring. Flatly, I'll stand on my little flat feet and say, love is a grand and a beautiful thing. I'm not ashamed to reveal the world famous feeling I feel. I'm as corny as Kansas in August. I'm as normal as blueberry pie. No more a smart little girl with no heart. I have found me a wonderful guy. I am in a conventional dinner with a conventional star in my eye. And you know there's a lump in my throat when I speak of that wonderful guy. I'm as tried and as gay as a daisy you may as cliche coming true. I'm romantic and bright as a moon, happy night pouring light on the dew. I'm as corny as Kansas in August, high as a flag on the 4th of July. If you'll excuse that expression I use, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with a wonderful guy. I'm as corny as Kansas in August, high as a flag on the 4th of July. If you'll excuse that expression I use, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with a wonderful guy. I'm in love, 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 I'm in love with a wonderful guy.
Now, before you give us your answer, I want to impress you with 3 things. First, you're a civilian. You don't have to go. There's no way of our making you go. Second, this is a very dangerous mission. There's no guaranteeing that you'll survive, or that it'll do any good. And third, that it might do a great good. It might be the means of turning the tide of the war in this area.
I understand all these things.
So are you ready to give us your decision?
Yes, I am. My answer must be no. When a man faces death, he must weigh his values very carefully. He must weigh the sweetness of his life on the things he is asked to die for. The probability of death is great for both of us. I know that island very well, Lieutenant Cable, but I'm not sure that the thing you are asking me to do is...
We're asking you to help us with the jabs. It's as simple as that. We're against the jabs.
I know what you are against. What are you for? When I was 22, I thought the world hated bullies as much as I did. I was foolish. I killed one. I was forced to flee to an island. Since then, I have had help from no one, or any country. I've watched these bullies multiply, grow stronger. The world sat by and watched.
Oh, to hell with it, Beck. Let's be honest. Aren't you just a guy who loves the girl and you're putting her before everything else?
Yes, my wife with her is the most important thing in the world. It is the only thing that is important to me. This I believe in. This I am sure of. This I have, and I cannot risk to lose it. Good day, gentlemen.
He's an honest man. He's wrong. You can't guarantee him a better world to win, but the point is, we damn sure it'll be worse if we lose. Well, can't we?
Of course. Cable, there's a bottle of scotch in my bottom drawer. I'll see you tomorrow.
This is the one he means.
Commander Hammerstein, the old man walked right out on me with all these orders to be signed. There's another delegation of French planners here complaining about the pig with CD stick and barbecue. And Commander Hutz.
Okay, I'll take care of it.
Well, what am I supposed to do tonight, Commander? Go back to my outfit?
No, take a couple days off. Unwind.
Unwind?
Sure. Take a boat. Go fishing.
Boat? Mary, there isn't anybody around here.
You wait, Lieutenant.
Mary, what's going on? What is all this? I don't see anybody.
You like?
Who's she?
Liat.
Leah.
It's French name.
Leah.
But she no French girl. She Tonganese like me. We're very pretty people, no?
Does she speak any English?
Only a few words. She talk French. Français.
Je parle français un peu.
Moi aussi, un peu. Are you afraid of me? Avez-vous peur?
No. Oui. No.
How did that Bloody Mary get a kid like you to come all the way down here? I don't get it. Cette ville femme, votre amie?
Ma mère.
Your mother? Bloody Mary didn't tell me she was your mother. That's the boat, all right.
No. No.
I'll let him wait. I touch your hand and my arms grow strong, like a pair of birds that burst with song.
that case, I forbid you to go. If you have to stick back without being seen, then you might as well stick back later.
You're absolutely right. Oh, Neil, I had the most wonderful time in my entire life. All those lovely people. That cute little man who spoke French and immediately didn't understand me. And that exciting native couple that danced for us. Oh, it's all so different from Little Rock. What are you laughing at? Am I drunk?
Oh, no.
Yes, I am. But it's not because of the champagne. It's because I'm in love with a wonderful guy. I am in a confessional with a convention to star in my eye. And there's a lovely night when I think of that wonderful guy. I must try and dance and they appreciate coming true. I love it if you try it. Happy night going right on you. Taking all this wonderful champagne behind. Here, Neil, you have some too.
Here.
It's such a waste.
Here's another bottle.
Here we are, Neil. Just like an old married couple. Our guests have gone home and we're alone.
This is what I need. This is what I long for. Someone young and smiling. Hear us once I will.
No, Neil. My mother just needs to come. But she's wrong. We have something very important in common. Very much in common.
Yes, we're both in love.
Well, yes. But more than that, we're the same kind of people. Fundamentally, you and me. We appreciate things. We get enthusiastic about things. It's really quite exciting when two people are like that. We're not blasé. You know what I mean?
We're both knuckleheads. Cockeyed optimists.
I knew the human race is falling on its face.
And hasn't very far to go.
But every little will is telling me a will and telling me it just ain't so. I could say life is just a bowl of jello and a bit more intelligent and small. But I'm stuck like a goat with a thing called hope and I can't get out of my heart. Not this
Nellie, I have a surprise for you. You sit over here. I have been preparing it for 2 days. Close your eyes. No peeking.
Watch that man right out of my head and send him on his way.
Oh, Neil, that was wonderful. Oh, aren't you the cutest things I've ever seen in my entire life? What are your names? Oh, my God, I can't understand what I'm saying. But oh my goodness, you're cute.
Nellie, I would like you to meet Nagana and Jerome. Nagana and Jerome, Nellie.
Nellie. Nellie.
Maintenant, habite, vite.
Venez, petit.
Bonsoir, Nellie. Bonsoir. Oh, aren't they adorable? Those big black eyes staring at you out of those sweet little faces. Are they Henry's?
They're mine. Polynesian. And she was beautiful, Nellie. And charming, too.
Are you and she?
I want you to know I have no apologies. I came here as a young man. I lived as I could.
Of course.
But I have not been selfish. No woman has ever hated me or tried to hurt me.
No woman could ever want to hurt you. Oh, what time is it? I've got to get that jeep back.
No, wait. I'll drive you home.
You'll do no such thing. Besides, I couldn't leave the jeep here. I've got to get it back by.
No, please, don't go yet.
This is terrible. I'll never feel the face of girls in the hospital again. You can't imagine when they're looking at you when you come in late. I'll call you, Emil. I'll come by tomorrow. Oh, there are those awful rehearsals for the Thanksgiving Day show. I'm teaching them a dance. We want to rehearse night and day. But after that, thank you for tonight, Emil. I had a wonderful time. It was the nicest party, and you're a lovely host. Please stay here, though. Don't come out to the jeep.
Nellie, I love you. Do you hear me, Nellie? I love you.
I love you, too. Honestly, I do. But let me go. Please, just let me go.
Well, they got the truck lights on. That's something.
Hey, you get the way up to that door.
That's good. What I can't understand is how some guys ain't got the artistic imagination to put some gas in a generator so a show can be a success. Especially when they're on the committee.
And I believe you're on the committee too, and you didn't tell us to look at stuff.
I'm performing in the show, I'm manager and producer. I can't think of everything, can I?
Sure you can, just put your two heads together.
Listen, jerk, I got a production to run. How's the window dance going?
Can't tell. Nobody's clapping.
Well, if nobody's clapping, it ain't good. You should be able to figure that out. Put your two heads together.
Hey, he's the one with two heads.
Can you tell me why I can find this woman? She's the MC. She's up on stage. I can't let anybody speak to her right now. Can I give her those flowers?
No, I would prefer to get them for myself.
Are you Mr. DeBeck?
Yes.
Look, Mr. DeBeck, do me a favor and don't try to see her right now.
She has been upset.
Upset? She asked for a transfer to another island. The day before last, she broke out crying in the middle of rehearsal. Said she couldn't go on with the show. But Captain Brackett told her how important it would be to everyone on the base. So we just don't want anything to ruin it.
And she has asked for a transfer?
Don't tell her I told you. Nobody's supposed to know. Here. I'll take the flowers. Just stay out of sight until after the show.
Phyllis! Phyllis!
Lieutenant Cable?
Shh! Lieutenant Cable is supposed to be over in his little bed at the hospital.
You have not been well?
Oh, I'm okay now. The fever's gone. They can't keep me in that damn place forever. I'm looking for a guy named Billis. A great guy for getting boats. And I need a boat right now. I've got to get to an island.
What?
That damn island with the two volcanoes on it. Have you ever been over there?
Why, yes.
Have you ever sailed over in the morning with warm rain playing on your face? I'm getting to see her again like last night.
Up here! Save me!
I thought I was dreaming. What are you doing here?
She come in big white boat, bigger than your boat. Belong to Jacques Barrère. He want to marry the yacht. You know him. Is white man too, and very rich.
Is that the old man you told me about? The one who drinks? My God, Mira, you can't let her marry a man like that.
Okay, then you marry her.
Tais-toi! Il est malade. Tu comprends? Lieutenant, I am worried about you. You are ill. Will you allow me to take you back to the hospital?
That's funny. A guy who lives on an island all by himself and doesn't worry about anybody? Japs? Germans? Americans? Anybody? Why pick me to worry about?
Forgive me, Lieutenant.
Lieutenant, you like the yacht. Marry the yacht. You have a good life here. Look, Lieutenant, I am rich. I saved $600 before war. Since war, I make $2,000. War go on, I make maybe more. Salad, grass skirts, boys' teeth, real human heads. Give all the money to you and the yacht.
My father carried it through the last floor. Beautiful, isn't it?
When I see you first time, I know you good man for Leon, and she's a girl for you. You have special good babies.
Mary, I can't marry Leon.
Was your last chance. Now she married Jean Barret. Come, Leon. Give me a watch. Did you master?
Younger than springtime were you, softer than starlight were you, angel and lover, heaven and earth
Up to now, our side has been having the hell beat out of it in two hemispheres, and we're not going to get to go home until that situation is reversed. Now, I know it might take a long time before we can get any kind of big operation underway, so it's things like this show tonight, that really keep us going. Now, I understand I'm not usually considered to be the sentimental type. Once or twice, I understand I've been referred to as Old Iron Belly.
Once or twice, just about a million times.
Now, I resent that very much, because I have chosen that as my private name for our executive officer, Commander Harbison. Take a bow, Commander. Now, I just want you to know that both Old Iron Belly sat here tonight and had a hell of a good time. And we just wanted to thank that hard-working committee of CBs and nurses who made these costumes out of rope and mosquito nets, comic books and newspapers, and thought up these grand jokes and songs. And so I just wanted to say, on this Thanksgiving Day, from all of us to all of them, thank you. Now I'm going to ask Commander Harbison to introduce the next act, which will be the finale of our Thanksgiving entertainment.
The next and last will be a song sung by Bosenbush Forbush, and that siren of the choral scene, gorgeous, voluptuous, and petite Mademoiselle Lutheric.
Phyllis? Come on, Bill.
My doll is as dainty as a sparrow. Figure is something to applaud. When she's narrow as an arrow. And she's broad, where a broad should be broad.
Forbush, I would like you to know I consider you the most wonderful person in the world, even though you're an officer and all. So I can't go on like a heel letting you think that I gave you those flowers.
Oh, but you did give them to me, and
Here's the card that came with them. Are you going to be all right? Well, if you need me, just sing out.
What's the matter, Nellie the nurse? Diplomatic difficulties in France?
Joe Campbell, who got you at the hospital?
Me, I'm okay.
You're trying to get over Bali Ha'i, that little girl you told me about.
Leah. I've just seen her for the last time, I guess. I love her. And I just found myself saying that I can't marry her. What's wrong with me, Nellie? What kind of guy am I, anyway?
You're all right. You're just far away from home. We're both just really far away from home.
My girl back home, I almost forgot of who I kid. I liked her, but we got engaged. Both families were glad, and I was told by my uncle and dad that if I were clever and able, they'd make me a part of a partnership. Cable, and cable. How far away? Philadelphia, Princeton, and how far are they? From coconut palms and banyan trees and coral sands and
No, wait a minute, Joe. Stay. Please. I've been meaning to call you, but
You've asked for a transfer. Why? What does it mean?
I'll explain it to you tomorrow, Emil.
No, now. What does it mean, Nellie?
It means I can't marry you. Do you understand? I can't marry you.
It is because of my children?
Not because of your children. They're sweet.
It is their Polynesian mother, then. Their mother-in-law.
Yes. It isn't as if I could give you a good reason. There is no reason. This is something that's born in me. This is emotional.
No, I do not believe this is born in you.
Then why do I feel the way I do? All I know is I can't help it. I can't help it. Explain how we feel, Joe. Dinah, are you ready? I'm going with you.
Nellie! Why does she talk like this? Why do you have this feeling, you and she? I do not believe this is born in you. I do not believe it.
It's not born in you. This happens after you're born. You've got to be taught to hate and fear. Got to be taught from year to year. It's got to be drummed in your dear little ear. You've got to be carefully taught. You've got to be taught to be afraid of people whose eyes are oddly made, of people whose skin is a different shade. You've got to be carefully taught. You've got to be taught before it's too late, before you are 6 or 7 or 8, to hate all the people your relatives hate. You've got to be carefully taught. You've got to be carefully taught.
This is just the kind of ugliness I was running away from. It has followed me all this way, all these years, and now it has found me.
I was cheated before, and I'm cheated again by a wee little girl, a wee little man.
staying right here. All I care about is here.
When all you care about is here, this is a good place to be. When all you care about is taken away from you, there is no place. I came so close. So close.
that?
That was nothing, sir.
It sounded to me like someone was trying to send a message. It sounded like code.
That was not a code, sir. That sound you just heard was a contraction of a tin rod. It's metal coming out for the night.
Oh.
Sir, when you'd like to go back to the office, let me know.
No. I'll stay right here. I don't want to add to any of your problems.
Yes, sir.
We ought to be getting a message now. We ought to be getting a message, that's all. They'd have the time to land and set up an outlook post by now, don't you? Oh.
Captain Brackett?
Yes, what is it? What is it? Don't interrupt me now, Bill. I'm very busy.
It's about the Sea Baggers, or Bills. Commander Perkins over operations estimates that Bills' active money cost the Navy over $600,000.
600? By God, I'm going to chew that guy. Send him in here.
Yes, sir.
Let me know the moment you get any word. No matter what I'm doing, just barge right in. Yes, sir.
Captain Brackett, this is Lieutenant Clausette. Fluid mission.
Hey, Adam. One man like you in an outfit is like a rotten apple in a barrel. Just how did you feel down there in that little rubber boat in the middle of Empress of Augusta Bay with the whole damn Navy Air Force trying to rescue you? How do you fall out of a PBY anyway?
Well, sir, the jet belly aircraft just busted a hole in the side of the plane, and I fell out. I was just sucked out.
So I'm to understand that you deliberately hid in the baggage compartment of a plane that you knew was leaving on a very dangerous mission. You had sand enough to do that all right. And then the moment an anti-aircraft gun hit the plane, you fell out? You were just sucked out, you and your little parachute. I don't think you fell out, Billis. I think you jumped out. Now, which was it?
Well, sir, it was kind of half and half, if you get the picture.
This is the most humiliating thing that has ever happened to me. Adams, when did you discover that he was on the plane?
Well, sir, we've been flying about an hour. It was still dark, I know. We were flying across the Mary Louise. The jet banner aircraft spotted us and made the hit. That's when Luther, this fellow here, left the ship. I circled just once and dropped in the rubber boat. Some New Zealander P-40 spotted him and kept circling. I flew to the other side of the island, landed alongside the sub, deposited Joe and the Frenchman. When I came back to the other side of the island, our Navy was all over together like a thick swarm of bees. Anyway, they occupied the jet guns long enough, and I was able to scoop down and pick them off the little boat. You'd have thought this guy was a $90 million cruiser they were out to protect. There must have been 55 or 60 ships up there.
62.
You're not far off, Adams. Harbison tells me this thing cost the Navy about $600,000.
600.
What the hell are you so happy about?
Well, sir, I was just thinking about my uncle. Remember my uncle I was telling you about? He used to tell my old man I'd never be worth a dime. Can you imagine the guy giving his slot machines?
What the hell made you do something like this, Phyllis?
Well, sir, a fellow has to keep moving. You get kind of held down, if you get the picture. If you're itching to get out, take a trip, and get some souvenirs, you kind of got to horn in, if you know what I mean.
How did you know about it?
I didn't exactly know about it, but when I heard Kate talking to that Frenchman, I knew something was in the air. Like a project. That's what I like, sir. Projects, don't you?
Billis, you've broken every regulation in the book, and by God, Captain Brackett and I are going to throw it at you.
Sir, may I barge in? Now, my co-pilot watched the whole thing, and he thought that Luther down there in his little rubber boat created a kind of diversionary action. With all those planes circling around him, the sub was able to slip into the cove and deposit Joe and the Frenchman behind the rocks.
What the hell do you want us to do? Give this guy a Bronze Star?
Well, I don't want a Bronze Star, but I could use a little freedom. You know, a little room to swing around in, if you know what I mean.
Get out of here. Get the hell out of here! Well, what would you have done, Iron Belly?
I'd have thrown him in the brig, and I will too if I get the ghost of a chance.
Control, we are here. This is our first chance to send news to you. We have made contact with former friends of mine. We have set up quarters in the maple tree. No room, but a lovely view. First, the weather. Rain clouds over Bougainville, the Treasuries, Choiseul, and New Georgia. We expect rain in this region from 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Oh no, my friend Joe corrects me. 0900 to 1400. Now, our military expert, Joe.
All you Navy, Marine, and Army pilots, write this down. Surface craft, 19 true parts to down the bottleneck. Speed about 11 knots. Ought to pass Monica at about 2000 tonight, escorted by heavy warships. There ought to be some way to knock off a few of these. As for aircraft, there's little indication of activity at the moment. But 22 bombers, Betty's from Bido 600 to the southwest. There's a fighter escort, not heavy. They should reach...
Oh, boy!
Where are you going?
I don't want to miss that takeoff. They're going out in waves tonight. Waves!
Sit down, Bill. Here. You know what I like, Bill? Projects. Don't you?
Listen carefully.
The course is approximately 23 degrees. Undoubtedly, heavy boulders will follow.
Got that? Well, gentlemen, here's a hot tip for today. Joe and the Frenchman have spotted 20 service craft in the southeast of Villa Vela. Christmas is 2 weeks away. Let's get those two characters a present. Beautiful deals, no ships. Come back.
Sounds good to me. Let's go.
Sir, we have to tell something, son. She hasn't seen him over 2 weeks. She might as well know.
Okay, send her in. I always have to do the tough jobs.
Captain Brackett, I know this is irregular. It's not a meal to bed. You see, I went to his house about a week ago. Well, you know that you had those arguments and your lady figured out the answer? Well, I went to his house and he wasn't there. I even asked his children. He has 2 small children. And they didn't even seem to know where he went. Well, then tonight I was on duty over at the ward and we had some of those fighter pilots that out with that convoy yesterday. And you know how fighter pilots are always talking about Immelmans and Ringholders and well, I don't usually listen, but they kept talking about a Frenchman. And the Frenchman said this and the Frenchman said that. And, well, I was wondering if their Frenchman could be my Frenchman.
Yes, Miss Formish, it is. I couldn't tell you before now, but, well, if you wait here a moment, you can hear his voice.
His voice? Well, where is he?
With Lieutenant Cable, behind enemy lines.
Behind?
Hello. Hello, my friends and allies. My message today must be brief and sad. Lieutenant Cable, my friend Joe, died last night. He died from wounds he received 3 days ago. I will never know a finer man. I wish he could have told you the good news. The Japanese are pulling out, and there is a great confusion. Our guess is that the Japs will try to evacuate troops from Cape Esperance tonight. We may not hear from us for several days. We must move again. 2 planes are overhead. They are looking for us. We think. We believe that. What? What? Goodbye.
Is that all? Is that all? Can't you get them back?
No, sir, they're cut off.
Poor Joe. Poor little Joe Cable. Captain Brackett, do you think there's a chance we'll ever see him back again? If you don't think so, will you tell me?
Of course there's a chance. There's always a chance.
I didn't even know he was going.
Of course not. How could he have told you? Now don't blame Emile Quebec. He's okay. He's a wonderful guy. He doesn't have a chance, does he, Bill?
Of course. There's always a chance.
Let's get out of here.
important now? You. All those other things? The woman you had before? Her color? What a pinhead I was. I know what counts. You and I being together. The way we wanted to be the night we first met. Remember? Remember. Some enchanted evening, when you find your true love, when you feel him call you across the road, and fly to his side and make him your own. All through your life you may dream of Don't die, Emil. Live. Live, Emil. Miss Nurse. Please, please, Miss Nurse. Who are you? What do you want? Where is Lieutenant Cable? Who are you? I am mother of Leon. Leon? She won't marry no one but Lieutenant Cable. Oh my God.
We'll get to you as soon as your ship is ready for you.
Fellas, what's that bag? My trips are about a half mile down the beach. Suppose they call our name.
Hey, they get ready for us to go aboard. They won't be ready for hours yet. This is the Navy. Eager beavers. Look at the beach. Swarmed with 10,000 guys. All jerks. Hey, Stevie.
Yeah?
You booked on one of those LCTs?
I guess so. Why?
Shake your belly. $5 and you can have it.
What is that?
It's a seasick remedy.
Ah, knock it off. You're all issues. Who are you trying to fool on?
The Seabees are getting smarter every day.
All right, stay with your own units. Say, see, you walk down the beach.
Excuse me, sir. Might you be able to tell me where I can find Captain Brackett?
Yes, he's at the head of the company street. Move along in a minute.
Thank you, sir. That's all, sir.
All right, stay in line. How many times have I told you?
Oh, Miss McGregor, are you nurses going too?
Only a few of us. We're going to fly down to Wounded.
Do you know if Miss Orbush is going?
I don't know. She might be sitting in the hospital.
Oh, Miss McGregor, you don't get airsick, do you? Because, I mean, if you did, and you had $3 handy, I could give you this little package.
Oh, that stuff's no good. We gave that up last month.
That's a female jerk. Excuse me, sir. Who's that? Phyllis, sir.
Oh, Phyllis, what do you want? We're moving out pretty soon.
Well, I wanted to do something special for Miss Orbush. Me, the professor here, and Stu Pop were wondering if anything was being done about rescuing that poor Frenchman. I mean, if there isn't, we hereby volunteer for such an activity. A triple diversionary activity. Like I did to get him on. You drop 3 rubber boats on 3 different sides of the island. Confuse the hell out of the Japs.
That's very fine of you, Phyllis, but you're a little late for diversionary activity. That started this morning before the sun came up. Landings were made on 14 Jap-held islands. thing they should have done was rescue that poor Frenchman.
They had no reason to kill us. Louis is the first shot on the head.
Well, did they get him? Is he alive?
We don't know. Buzz Adams flew over there to find out. He hasn't returned. But if the Frenchman is dead, it is unfair. It would be too damn bad if part of this huge operation couldn't save the life of one of the guys that made it all possible.
Look at the beach. As far as you can see, Cambareri and boarded ships. One thing to stop something has changed. We're going the other way.
That's correct, sir. Your watch is ready to put into your ship.
You got a ship, sir?
Yes, Harbison and I've got a ship. I'm no longer a lousy island commander. Come on, fellas.
Well, goodbye, Commander Harbison.
Goodbye, fellas. Oh, by the way, I never did get you in the brig, did I?
Nope.
Oh, I forgot.
What do you forget?
You're going to get on our ship. I'll be seeing Ivy soon. Get the picture?
Come on, Bill.
All right, let's get those trucks moving out. All units on the company street, we're ready to load you. All nurses to board assigned planes. All Marines, board LCPs. All CDs, will park at Carrier 6. Any questions? Let's move out.